All right, family. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Sending everybody lots of love. We are here live, Soul Tribe Heal and the Sacral Bliss. We are so excited. I want to say shout out to the Facebook family, shout out to the YouTube family, shout out to the Instagram family. This is Sister Yaya here, co-founder of a wonderful organization called Soul Tribe Heals. We are located here in Mexico and also around the world. You can visit us online at www.soultribeheals to learn more about our healings, our retreats, our herbalism, our classes. But without further ado, because we got a lot of juice to talk about today, and we have a wonderful guest that I would like to introduce to you in just a few moments. I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your support, your love, your goodness, all of the goodness that you show us as Soul Tribe Heals through liking and sharing, subscribing. So today we want to bring you some important information that I know that everyone needs to hear. So find your mom, find your pa, call your cousin and them, your nieces and them, tell them to get on this live because we are going to get into a deep and very healing conversation about something that can benefit all of us right here, right now, and it's free. And it's free. I like my guest to introduce herself. Well, I'll give her a small introduction, and then I'll ask her to introduce herself. This is my sister Jessica, and she's a lovely, lovely, lovely sister who has an amazing life journey, amazing path that she's on, and a beautiful practice that she has in Dallas, Texas. I won't give away too much of the juice. I'll let her introduce herself, and then we want to get into our conversation on topic of the day. So, Jessica, would you please share with us and welcome?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica. I'm with the Sacral Bliss. I am located here in Dallas, Texas. I am a postpartum doula. I am also a womb healer, but I always say, like, I help with the onset of healing so that you can do the work to continue that healing. And I am a master Reiki practitioner, and I'm practicing here in Dallas. I'm at a chiropractor's office in McKinney, Texas. If you ever want to look me up.
Wonderful. So, all y'all in Texas, come see Jessica, come check her out, and also check out her reviews, her website. Her information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and check her out on Instagram. All right, y'all. So, without further ado, I want to start our topic today. So, today we're going to talk about ancestral womb healing, what that looks like, and how it is a way that we can return back to ourselves. Now, when we thought about this topic, we put it out there, and Jessica was like, womb healing. We want to talk about it. You talk about it. So, Jessica, tell me, why are you so passionate about this topic?
I am very passionate about this topic because I needed a lot of womb healing. And in about 2018, I started like not feeling myself. Like my essence was gone, my power was gone, and I had stage 4 endometriosis, and so I had a lot of things going on with my womb. I had a miscarriage earlier in life, and I just felt like I needed a revamp. And I was also married at this time, and so I was like, could the energy of my marriage be also affecting my womb? And it was just a lot of things. And here in Dallas, we have free Reiki 1 classes sometimes at a place called the Pan African. And so when I was thinking about, I need to heal from some things, that just came up on my Facebook. Oh, here's a free class. And I was like, what is Reiki? And I just started looking it up. And I was like, oh, it seems like something that it would be fun. It would be fun. Something else I can do, right? So I was like, it's free. Let me go join. And as soon as I walked in and started doing the work, like I just felt connected. Like, oh, this is going to connect me. And the following year, I left my marriage, and I noticed that I didn't have those pains anymore.
Wow.
Uh, I wasn't experiencing hard periods anymore. I was not even taking birth control anymore. I've been on birth control since almost 5th grade, and 5th grade was my first time getting on birth control
Mm-hmm.
uh, because of very hard periods in 5th grade. And
Yeah.
so I still to this day I am not on birth control. And again, stage 4 endometriosis, where, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
Wow.
I
Mm,
think a lot of the issues that we have in our wombs is just trauma,
mm,
um, our environment. And I feel like a lot of that could be either avoided or healed.
mhm.
So that's why I decided to get into this work.
Wow, wow. And you said something, well, first of all, congratulations for healing yourself.
Thank
Congratulations for connecting to yourself and then taking that and sharing it with other women and those that you serve. So, first of all, congratulations because it takes courage to heal. It
thank
takes
you.
courage.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You said something quite interesting, and you used the word trauma, and you're doing your healing, knowing that your womb and the trauma, and how womb healing has been something of healing trauma, and that's what we see a lot here in Mexico when women come. It's because there's been a lot of womb trauma for sexual abuse, sexual assault, and sometimes it's ancestral. It could be something that your mother went through, your grandmother went through, that they haven't had maybe the opportunity or the chance to heal. And just like we have ancestral blessings, we all have some ancestral other stuff that come through. And
Hmm.
one way we can identify that is seeing themes within our families, right? So if there's a theme of hysterectomies or a theme of usually there's something before hysterectomies, like uterine issues, issues with the ovaries, the hormones, and all of the women seem to have the similar thing. We know
Hmm.
that there's something in the bloodline. So ancestral womb healing really can help with traumas, with ancestral traumas. So either you're living with your mother or with your mother's not here, you can still work with the energy. And because you're a Reiki practitioner, how important
Yes.
the energy is. Can you talk a little bit about maybe in your practice how you see like ancestral energy impact the wombs of the women that you serve?
You know what? Going to Mexico with with you all last year actually made it easy for me to see that in other people. I used to be like, what is this? What is this I'm feeling? What is this about them? Like I can read somebody's body, but I'm like I couldn't quite identify what it was. And when I came back from Mexico, I was able to identify that. I was able to be
Mm,
like, is there something going on your mother's side? Is there something going on
wow.
your paternal side? Is there something going on here and here? Your heart chakra is really off? Could that be connected to this that I'm feeling on your left side? You know what I mean? So it really helped me see that ancestrally, even in myself, because when I came back, I had so many questions from my mother, and
Oh,
even for my grandmother. Like I just like lit a candle, put out some water, and was like, I need you to come give me some answers because I have a lot of things that came up
right.
here. And I received those answers, and I was able to open up conversation with my mother about those things as well, that you know she's been through. And it's like our stories are the same, of like abuse from men and divorce and all of that. We have the same story, but that story does not have to continue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. And this started, if I'm hearing you correctly, this started with you coming for well, you've been on your journey, but when you started to
Mhm.
sit with yourself when you were here in Mexico and start opening up yourself, then all of these things came to you like ancestrally. Is that am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, like I linked up with my ancestors a few times, like, oh, we're chatting in my dreams, we're chatting here and there, but it was never as deep as it was now, especially on my maternal side. Like my dad would come through and my grandmother would come through sometimes, but it was never, I guess I wasn't ready to receive it in that way. But Mexico allowed me to open up and receive it and be able to hear and be able to see. And like, I'm just so thankful for that.
Wow, that's awesome, awesome. And if you could just tell us a little bit more of how that has like changed your maybe your perspective and your outlook. And the reason I'm asking these questions because we want to talk firsthand about ancestral wound healing. Then we can get into like the specifics and things like that. But you've experienced firsthand. So can you tell us a little bit more how it's impacting you, maybe emotionally, physically, financially, relationally, just getting deeper into the wound healing for yourself?
It first of all, it made me have more empathy for my mother and my grandmother, and it made me see their relationship in a totally different way.
Wow.
So it helped me with that, and it also helped me to forgive some things that I had like harbored up in my chest and in my in my belly and in my root. Like I just feel like and it financially it helped me kind of see how all of that was connected. Like this is connected to my finances. This is connected to the way I move in life, where I am in life, where I want to be in life. And it started making me think of, okay, what is it that I actually want to do? What is it that's going to help bring me wholeness and fullness and wellness all together?
Wow. Wow. And that's the power. And I feel like one of the gifts that our ancestors have given us is this tradition of womb massage. And for those who are joining you, I want to thank you for joining us. The idea of womb massage here in Mexico, where I live in Yucatan, is called Sobada, which means to knead or to massage, but it's
Hmm.
done all over the world. It's done in all parts of the Caribbean and the Southern United, all over. Women have always known how to do this technology. It's just over time we've lost a lot of that wisdom. But here, the Mayans and the Tainos, the indigenous people here and throughout the Caribbean, a lot of that is still intact, especially in the pueblos and the
Hmm.
places outside of the cities where the hospital is like, huh? We're gonna go out here and get this bush. We're gonna call this grandma. We're gonna call this person, and we're gonna fix this situation right here. So a lot of the cultural ways are still preserved. And so the word sobada, like I said, means to massage. It means to knead. But there's different types of sobadas. The ones we're talking about right now is specifically for the womb, specifically. But there's some for headaches, backaches, shoulder problems, abdominal problems. Normally, abdominal and womb goes together. Some of the benefits, I want to talk a little bit of the benefits, the physical, actual benefits of these technologies. Massage with your hands. You can come learn it here with us in Mexico with your hands. It aids in
Yep.
fertility, PMS syndrome, like PMS and postpartum depression, stuff like
Hmm.
that in the village. It's not a thing. It's not a thing, y'all. I live in the village. I'm telling you. The midwives be like, baby, what you talking about? Come over here, this is so bad, right? So things that we deal with, and I call them diseases of colonization. That's what I call them because before
Yeah.
we were colonized, we didn't have ovarian cysts, we didn't have endometriosis, PCOS, we didn't have all of these things. But now we're starting to remember and heal ourselves. So some more benefits include increased blood flow to the uterus, to the ovaries. And when you have increased blood flow, that means more oxygen, more nutrients is flowing in that area. Womb massage is really, really great for emotional conditions as well. Jessica talked a little bit about emotions and being able to forgive more and feeling more open. People don't realize how much energy we store and tension we store in that area, especially women, right? That's our creativity. That's where we make things happen. That's where things develop and grow and come forth. And so sometimes when we as women have issues in our sacral or sacral area, we see fibroids. We see, when I mean problems, I mean misalignment of energy. We all have it, okay? We see fibroids. We can see PMS. We can see early onset of menopause, things like that, when things are out of alignment. So these massages, what they do, it's an act of love and a good intention that gently puts the organs back into its proper place. So your uterus it puts into its proper place. Ovaries put them in their proper place. Normally, it's done with the abdominal massage. So then it's also
Hmm.
helping with the bladder. It's also helping with the colon and putting everything. You have like stomach issues and can't do number two, or you just feel irritable. Abdominal massage. First things with your hands. It's amazing, but it helps to release tension and stress. Um, I've
It
seen great.
does.
It does. It does. I've seen
Hmm.
it work great to help to balance the hormones. So no matter where you are, if you're still menstruating or if you're premenopause, menopausal, whatever cycle you're in your reproductive life cycle, it can help to ease any discomforts as well. I really love it because it really helps with release of stored emotions from sexual trauma and sexual abuse. Now,
Yes.
a lot of the clients I work with, and unfortunately, the great majority of the women have had some sort of sexual trauma, and that area is, and that energy is still a lot of times stored in the body, still directing their moods, their energies, and really they're not themselves. They're not themselves. So we work with ritual, we work with
Mm-hmm.
herbalism, we work with Sobada to help to put the energy back into alignment so that the woman feels like herself again. That inner child can feel safe to come out and play. It helps with the emotions of guilt, shame. Um, what else do I have here? Guilt and shame and sexual trauma and generational trauma, which we talked about, and powerlessness. So I say that too
Mm-hmm.
because I also have men, Jessica, that come to Mexico for Sobada. They don't have a womb, but they have the same energy space, right?
I've
And
given
I
them to
find,
men.
yes, what has been your experience?
I actually love giving them to men because they're so tense when they come and they lay on my table. Because I think they always think of when I say womb healing or Sabata, they automatically think of, oh, that's a woman thing.
Right.
No, let me bless you because not
Yes,
only are you
indeed.
about to release, you're about to release in a few different ways. And it's just, it's wellness for men as well. It's just not for women. Everybody has a sacral. So I'm like,
That's right.
that is where your passion lies. That is to me it's my favorite. It's my
Hmm.
favorite area. That's what my business is named after. And I just feel that that's where creativity and sensuality lie. And I'm
That's right.
creative and I'm sensual. And I think a lot of people in that space that will also help heal you. Being sensual will also
Hmm.
help heal you. Being creative will
Hmm.
also help heal you. And a lot of times people don't put those two things together. They just put, well, I'm having stomach issues or I'm having pain. A lot of times you need to release in other ways. So
Right.
sacral work and Sabatas have really, 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 really helped me. You know what? I feel like somebody that is listening to us is in the call is having trouble with their throat chakra. I don't know. Like
How dare you?
all of a sudden, it's like, what y'all got going on out there? But,
Mm.
but yes, like I feel like, oh, when I spoke it, it's like, oh, it's getting better.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like people aren't paying attention to that. And Sabatas, when I do Sabatas, they help me unearth things in people.
Right.
I feel like as soon as I start like giving that massage and really like checking,
Mm.
I feel like an energy just rises up to the top. And that also helps in my Reiki practice because I can pull it out or
Mm.
I can take my obsidian and I can cut it out. I can do
Woo.
whatever I need to do with the energy because that Sabata is helping to loosen things up. It's opening
Right.
people up. It relaxes people too. Like
Yes, it does.
you're relaxed and you're open, I can really do some work. We can really get it on that. You know what I mean? So Sabatas have really blessed my business, and I'm so
Wow.
glad that I went to Mexico. I'm so glad I went. I didn't know what to expect, but that's what I got, and that's what I learned, and I just love it. Like I love all of the Sabatas, but my favorite one is the belly massage.
Hmm. Yes, yes, absolutely. And I agree with you. That's one of my favorite things to do too. For my husband, and when he first got his Sabata, he's a man's man, like he's a man's
Mm-hmm.
man. So I was like, come on, let's try it. So he gets on the table, whatever, and I just see his face and his aura transform. Like I just see this softness. I felt, and he told me after, so I'll share this because he has shared it publicly. He felt like he said there was a sense came back to him that he hasn't felt when he was until he was a child. So part of being a man and navigating this world, part of
Mm-hmm.
sometimes part of the inner child gets lost in that because you got to be someone just to survive, right? But he said he felt a strength, a sense of groundedness that he never felt in like probably about 30 years from one Sobada. And from that point, and that was probably 2.5 years ago, he still talks about it today and how it's impacted him. And he believes all men should get Sobada. He said it just helps you put yourself back together. It helps you to remember who you are. Because even in that solar plexus area, it's nothing but nerves. It's nothing but
Mm-hmm.
feelings. It's nothing but energy and emotions. And sometimes when we're in stress or in trauma, it gets like, you know, all frazzled up. And when there's something that happened in an accident or you see something traumatic, go to Sabada, start rubbing your tummy. If you don't know what you're doing, please put your hands and your hands and your guides will just guide your hands on
Mm-hmm.
what needs to be put in place. It's not complicated. It's not overly complicated.
Right.
It's literally inside of you, and you just tap into that wisdom, and you can heal so many things with just a simple touch.
And I noticed that I have even woke up it like I've been asleep and I have woke up giving myself a massage on my belly, which is so weird. I've woken up doing Reiki on myself. I've woken up doing a Sobada on myself. I've had a partner where I was doing these things to him while he was asleep. And I'm like, is that my awareness while I'm asleep? I can pinpoint things in my sleep that I could help myself and other people while I'm asleep. It's because I'm feeling that energy of myself and then whoever I'm with. So I just love Sabatas. I even think I wish that more mothers would bring in their teenage girls as well,
Mm,
because again that there is that healing, that ancestral healing that can start with them, and it can start with them young. There is that also,
mhm,
they have things that they don't vocalize.
mhm,
They teenagers do. I have had so many things as a teenager that I did not vocalize, nobody but God.
mhm,
And
mhm.
so I feel like if you start doing it early, like in the
Yes.
teenage years, that a lot of these things you won't have to worry about when you're getting grown 43 like me. You know what I mean? So I I think it's just a great tool.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And I think it is a great tool that we should teach young girls so they continue to always know themselves. So when something's off, they
Mm-hmm.
can be their first doctor. Like, you know what, this is not feeling right. Or you know what, this is let me try this. Okay, let me do this. And teach them how to be their own healers. Teach them how to know themselves very well. I wish, although I grew up around it, it wasn't necessarily practice a lot amongst my family. And I wish it was because it would have I would have made it so much.
Right. Right. And it heightens your intuition as
It
well.
does. It does.
So if it's heightening your intuition, if you're getting it done in your teenage years, man, you're a force. You're gonna
Right.
be a force, because I had that intuition right at my young age, but I feel like how we were raised back then made us push down our intuitions. And
Mm-hmm.
so since it awakens your intuition as well, doing it
Mm-hmm.
young, best thing ever.
I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Now, Jessica, I think, how do you feel about maybe doing a little demonstration on a simple womb massage? How do you feel about it? Or I could do one because I think people think it's a womb massage. It got to be complicated. It really ain't got to be complicated, y'all. So I don't know, Jessica, if you want to do one, or I could do a demonstration on how to do it. In fact, I think I'll do a demonstration so that one
Let's
can see.
see.
Let's see. I'll stand up, y'all, so y'all can see. Now, generally, I like to do mine laying down because I have, better leverage, and your practitioner would be most likely to do yours laying down. But simple abdominal massage. Oops. Let's see. It can be very, very simple. You just get relaxed. You just put your hands. Just put your hands in a place that feels. Okay. So feel your pelvic bone. Your pelvic bone should be right at the top there. At the top of that pelvic bone right here, is where your womb should be located. So if you're laying down and you press right above there and you feel something that feels a little sensitive, you got to do that laying down. Then
Mm-hmm.
you know your womb is right there. Sometimes it's over here. Sometimes it's over here. The idea is to center it, right? As in centering yourself, to ground and to center yourself. So I would do something simple for me, depending on how I'm feeling. I'm laying down and I'm just pushing everything to the center. Everything to the center. Now, this is not a formal class, y'all. I'm just showing what you can do right here. If you're watching this live, you can just stand up and just feel for your womb space again, right above the pubic bone, right here. And you touch, you should feel something really tender right in there. If not, search for it. Because sometimes, if you're overworking and you're too stressed, it can be on the right side, which mine's a little bit on the right side. I can feel it right here. And I would just gently move it, slide it over gently, like you would be touching a baby. Just slide it over. Dolly says she can feel it. Dolly's in the chat, Jessica. So she says she can
Hi.
feel she can feel it. And as you're touching your womb, I like to speak words of affirmation, like I love you, you're so
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, thank you for being in my life, thank you for being a part of my journey. How can I help you? I love intuitive womb work, and what I mean by that is that just touching my womb and asking her, "What do you need? How you doing? Is there something I can do for you today?" Yeah, and just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen. She's like, you know what, girl, I'm gonna need you to put your feet up and rest, or I'm gonna need you to make
Yes.
me some herbal tea, baby, or I'm gonna need you to get your feet massaged. Like Jess and I were talking about foot massage. Or
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to get that red raspberry, which I'm gonna talk about some herbalism in a minute. I'm gonna need you to get that Jamaican dog blood because I feel a little inflamed right now. I'm gonna need you to give your mother right now. She will tell you what you need. It's another
Yes.
brain. So if you're navigating your own reproductive health, intuitively tap into your roots. It's not complicated. It's not. We do certifications here in Mexico, but it is not complicated. Our grandmothers and a 5-year-old could do it. Anyone could do
It's
it.
it's not complicated. And then you also have to like ask your body what it needs. And then you also have to speak positive things to your body while you're doing it. Like when I'm navigating through my own or someone else's, I'm asking what it needs and what's going on. But then on the back end, at kind of like the end of it, I'm also pouring back into it because you release a lot. And a lot of times you really need to pour back into it. So I'm just like, your body is healthy, your body is strong, your womb is healthy, your womb is strong. Like just saying affirmations to yourself and to your womb that will just because your body hears you, your
Mhm.
body, it's your home, so it hears you, it knows you. Just speak kindly to yourself. I know it can be hard sometimes because we see everything about ourselves, but just speaking kindly to yourself as you're giving a massage, and yeah, just throughout the day, just hold your womb, put your both your hands below your belly button and just hold it and just tell yourself, my body is healthy, my body is strong, my womb is healthy, my womb is strong.
Yes, that's right. Program your womb, ladies. No matter what's going on, no matter how she's feeling right now, just listen to her wisdom. Just listen. At one point, I'm not gonna lie, I at one point had an angry womb. I ain't gonna lie. And I was just so angry and irritated. Like, I don't know who can attest. I'm just gonna speak for myself, okay? Just feeling irritable, feeling disconnected. I was working a job. Nothing wrong with working a job, y'all. Nothing wrong with it. But I was in a job that wasn't serving me. I was overworked. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't really connected to myself. And I remember really having a very angry, like kind of being like fighting her a little bit, right? And I'm like, well, why are we fighting? And it's like a tug of war, a tug of war, a tug of war. And I just had to, at one point, just make peace with everything and everyone around me. I had to forgive like it's just like I had this piece of paper in my hand like this, and I just had to be like, you know what, like a surrendering. And when I did that, Jess, I promise you, I almost instantly felt more feminine. I felt like, oh, I don't have to feel angry and frustrated and hot all the time. I can actually feel cool as a breeze. And I just
Mm-hmm.
stopped being at war with my womb. And yes, she was giving me yeast. She was giving me all types of issues. But all of these were signals telling me, yeah, you're out of balance. Yeah, I need your attention. Yeah, pay attention to me. The yeast wasn't, sometimes it's the things we eat, yes, in our behavior.
Yes.
But it's also the energy. It's also an energy that we're carrying. So yeast was telling me that in somewhere I had a massive imbalance. Somewhere my boundaries had been violated. And I know I was working a job that was not for my highest good. I knew I had to move. I knew I had to change some relationships. So yeast will come and teach you that. BV will come and teach you that. All of these things that we suffer, PMS teaches us different things. Our menstrual cycles teaches us different things of what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in that area. So me, I was just angry. But once I start to realize, oh, okay, PMS, you're trying to teach me something. You're trying to tell me these 3 weeks and my other 3 stages of menstruation, I need to drink more water. I need to exercise. I need to get more sun. Because you're telling me I'm out of alignment. You're not here. This is not
Mm-hmm.
a disease. You're just giving me messages. So my menstrual cycle was heavy. Oh, I think I'm overgiving. I'm overdoing. I'm too much in my masculine. I have to tap into my feminine. Thank you, menstrual cycle. Okay, because the body has the wisdom of the wisest. It
It
knows how to fix itself.
it really does, right? Like, so I'm on my menstrual right now, and I no pain, no nothing. I wouldn't know I was on it if I wasn't on it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
like I feel like I've never been able to do that, and I'm not on birth control, so it's like I always have to use birth control in order to not have cramps, in order to not be huddled over on that time of the month. But now it's like I don't feel anything. I feel great. You know, it's like but because before I get my period, I do a Sobada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
Sobadas. Afterwards, I'm really doing a Sobada. So it's like I think adding that to your practice of your monthly care is just chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And it doesn't take a long time. You can do 10
Mm-mm.
minutes while you're laying down, decompressing from the day. You can do it in the bed while you're laying down. You can do it at any time, anywhere, all the time.
I got a little special oil that I be using, and I was like, and it can lead to other things.
It can. You got to be careful.
You gotta be careful. Gotta be
Yes.
careful.
Yes.
But I mean,
Yes.
but that's also a part of healing. Sensuality, like I said, it's
It is.
also a part of healing, and it just all goes together.
It all goes together. And a lot of us, I heard about this thing just now. We're talking about sex and sensuality. I want to bring this up because I heard there's this term, I don't know what it's called, but it's a lack of like sexual pleasure. And I was looking at
Mm-hmm.
these statistics on women who actually don't experience orgasm and can't feel in that area. Because a lot of times it says that disconnection. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me. Go ahead.
No, couldn't be me.
Look, I ain't talking about nobody in particular. I'm just saying.
Couldn't be. No, but I think a lot of women have that issue, and a lot of women
Right.
have that issue because trauma. You've had
Exactly.
traumatic sexual experiences.
Right.
I had a very traumatic sexual experience at 6, and I could never enjoy sex. Like I was not enjoying sex for a period in my life, and I had to really heal that 6 year. I had to go back and be like, "Girl, you are safe. Your body
Yeah.
is sacred. You are lovable. You are sensual. You deserve pleasure." Because a lot of times we don't think we deserve pleasure.
That's
We
right.
think, "Oh, I'm doing it." A lot of times, like especially in my marriage, I was thinking, "You know what? I'm doing it for him.
Hmm.
I don't really want to be here
Hmm.
anyway. So he get out of my face. This is what I'm gonna do." And sex and sensuality should never feel like that. It should never
Right.
feel forced. It should always be ease and flow and
Right.
loving. And you should be able to use it for your pleasure and use it for your money, use it for your ritual, use it
Yes.
for other things. Like sex should be used for other things, and it should empower you and
That's right.
not take away from you.
Oh my gosh, you could say that 1,000 times because I know someone who's watching this now, who's going to watch the replay, is going to can identify with that lack of sexual pleasure, that lack of
Mm-hmm.
feeling sensual, that lack of just self sensuality. For whatever reason, like you said, trauma is one. This is why the womb massage is important because we can start to heal that. I want to give a shout out to Mimi and Dolly, who's keeping the chat nice and warm for us. Shout out to both of y'all. But it's very important. And it's also important for our well being. It keeps us young. It keeps us energized. It keeps our brain going. It keeps our money flowing. So beyond, it's just
Mm-hmm.
so many implications why ancestral root massage is important, especially today, and helping us getting to our divine feminine energy, where we like they say, get in the bag. You got the relationship, you got the vacations, you got everything on the outside, but also manifesting it on the inside. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, ladies, if y'all have any questions, please put them in the chat about sex, sexuality, wound care, whatever conditions. Um, we're talking all about it, not just ancestral wound massage, postpartum, but just how overall it works for men and for women and for children. So
Mm-hmm.
I use it for my son. So if my son, he plays around, and he starts to get like a little mood, like a little funk, like just kind of feel like a little irritable for whatever reason, I go to a Sobada because it could be something stuck in his digestive tract. So I'll give him a belly Sobada with some oils and things like that. And I do his arms, I do his back. And it's like a reset. It's like an emotional reset button for children. Children that
Mm-hmm.
they say are ADHD, behavioral issues, or not listening to their parents. I work with families with little children, with smaller children who they can't seem to figure out what's going on, and Sabata has helped those children reset themselves emotionally because children also are traumatized. We got to remember we had trauma, but our children today are still going through things, and so things that they might not be able to express. But Sabata is a great way of supporting them on their journey, no matter what phase they're in, so that they could feel emotionally strong to weather or to work through whatever they're working through.
Right. Because even in pregnancy, women go through so much, and your baby feels all that. Like going through being inside my mother's belly as she was pregnant, I know I experienced a lot. Can y'all hear me? Are you still there? Okay, here we go. Now you're there. So being inside my mother's womb, I know I experienced a lot because of what she was going through. And I was also in my grandmother's womb. So I experienced all those things that she went through as well. So it's just like, man, there's so much these kids already have on them when they come into this world. That's why I think even pregnancy Reiki is very important. Let's start this child off with healing and healing, send them through like a clear tunnel to the world. And just there's so many modalities we
Yeah.
could do when it comes to that. Even postpartum, doing Sabata's postpartum, those have really blessed my clients. I don't care if people had kids 5 years
Yes.
ago, you're still postpartum. You still
That's right.
haven't called your essence back to yourself. You still haven't called yourself back. And Sabata's help with that as well.
Yes, no doubt. And there's a term that they call, I know here in Mexico they call susto.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you after you give birth or something or a trauma, it's like a soul fragmentation, like a scare, and a part of you fragments, right? And as Jessica says, it's a calling back of yourself. So that part of you that's, you just say this is you and you had a birth and now you're like this, and then this part's over here, through ritual and womb massage and like closing up the bones, it puts the parts back together again. So
Mm-hmm.
susto is a real thing. We can have susto from a variety of different things. It could be a divorce, or watching a parent's divorce. It could be something like a hurricane, going through a hurricane and your house being destroyed. It could be a loss of a job, loss of
Yep.
relationship, loss of anything that you had strong ties to, and it's like part of it's fragmented. Womb massage, closing up the bones, all of these things help to put you back together again from fragmentation, which we call susto. Postpartum is major. I remember when I first got when I came here and I went to the Mayan grandmother, the Platera, and that was my sort of my reintroduction into more of these deeper sciences. And I couldn't walk because I had such bad back pain. and my back couldn't, for whatever reason, I've gone through so many people, too many doctors, and they're like, we don't know. I got to keep going back, and I couldn't walk. And I was here, and I went to Patera, and she did my womb massage. And because my womb was so low, it was pulling my back muscles down. If that makes any sense, because it's connected. And so she raised my womb. We're gonna talk about symptoms of low womb because I'm sure some people watching have low womb and a cold womb.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she did that instantly. I was able to walk. I mean, I've been to chiropractors, I've been to physicians, I had all types of accoutrements to kind of help me to walk, and I couldn't walk until the grandmother raised my womb, and no one could help me except for that grandmother in the village. And that's how I know how powerful this medicine is. So it helped me put myself back together again. Postpartum was a lot better, and she just did all of the works. So this becomes important. So ladies with cold hands and cold feet, some people say, oh, it's just an iron deficiency, things like that. Could be. Could also be a cold womb. And a cold womb basically is a womb that lacks proper circulation of blood. It's proper. So the blood is not circulating, so the hands and feet are always cold. So, there's foods that you can take, herbs that you can take, but you can go ahead and do that womb massage right now to help to eliminate that. Because your womb is that's just asking, we need more blood. Hey, we ain't got enough. We ain't got enough to keep the body warm. This is another heart right here. And
Right.
we need the circulation. So cold womb, cold hands, cold feet, check to see if the womb is cold. Chances are it is.
Yes, because my womb was cold. So that those massages, a bone broth, like all type of stuff, like really helped me get to where I need to be because I'm iron deficient as well. Mm, looks like I can.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
There we
Mm,
go. So you said bone broth, and what else you said? I'm
I
sorry, I
said
can't remember.
bone broth and massages really helped me get because at some point I was just like bleeding for 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row. So of course I iron deficient. So it's like you have
Yeah.
to add those nutrients back to your body and circulate them in your womb and just to help you replenish.
That's a good one. I'm glad you mentioned bone broth because we do recommend warming foods, gingers, the cayennes, things that are warming, that promote
Mm-hmm.
circulation. Some of the herbs I like in particular, Jamaican dog blood is really, really good. It helps to increase circulation and bring down inflammation and pain. Jamaican vervine is in the verbena family, is really excellent as a great nervine. It also helps to bring down inflammation. In fact, the two used together is part of our main ingredients in our fertility blend, right? Because it brings down inflammation, it cleans out the tubes, it supports the ovaries, it supports all of your reproductive system, and it's very mild. And when you drink it, it's like your soul feels like, you feel it all in your body. I also like simple chamomile. If you can't get those herbs, simple chamomile is
Mm-hmm.
great. Right now, I'm drinking hibiscus. We call it sorrel, or here in Mexico, it's called agua de Jamaica. This is really good for circulation. It's good for blood. It's high in vitamin C and antioxidants. Really, really good. Of course, all your green leafy vegetables are going to be amazing. I love
That's my
moringa.
favorite.
What's that?
Yes. The
Yeah.
the sorrel and I like it with pineapple. Like I'll put like a
Hmm.
pineapple hull in water and let it steep, and then I'll put the sorrel on top with what else do I use in it? I use another herb in it, but I feel like it really helps on your period. It helps outside of your period, but on your period, oh, cramps gone.
Hmm. Hmm. Easy,
Hmm.
simple.
Yep,
Yeah.
herbs. That's it.
Yeah, so I really love those herbs. Yeah, herbs, baby.
Better than
Herbs can help.
Tylenol.
And I recommend women way better. And I do
Hmm.
recommend ladies, if you're having these type of issues, PMS, excuse me, is that you start your herbal regimen not when the PMS starts, but start it like after your cycle ends. Get it in your body for those 3 weeks. Some herbs you can take those 3 weeks. It's gonna make you feel good. Like the verbine, it's gonna help you feel grounded. Calendula is another one. It's gonna help you to feel strong. Take it throughout the month. So when your cycle comes, you're gonna be like, just like I don't even when it comes, it's like it's not even on. And I'm the same way. It comes, I'm like, oh, hey, I see on the calendar, but I don't have.
Surprise.
Right, surprise. Like I don't have
Mm-hmm.
any symptoms. I don't have the heavy bleeding. I don't have the backache, the headache, the irritability, because all of those things had been messengers that things were out of alignment. So take your herbs, lady, throughout every day, every day,
Every day. Every day.
every day, every day. So yes, let's see here. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything. Just anything you wanted to share. Um, Either if it's a story or any anecdotal information about your experience or just something you want to leave with the people.
Uh, Wound care is very vital and very important, not just for your past and your present, but also for your future. It's very just important to heal as soon as possible. I feel that way because I see so many mothers who have just had so much trauma before giving birth. And it's like, then I see their babies growing up and they're wondering why things are going on. But it's manifested in other ways, and it manifests to our children and manifests to our grandchildren. So it is
Yes.
so important that you really do womb work and healing work right now
Hmm.
before you do any of that. Before, I know sometimes you can't do it before you have a baby because you don't even know, and you just come to this awareness later. But when a mother heals herself, she heals her child. She heals her mother. She heals the people before that and before that. So it is never too late to
That's right.
heal yourself, to heal your womb, to go to a practitioner like myself, like Sister Yaya, to go to things like Soul Tribe Heals in November, which is what I did. And I didn't expect what I got from it. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to learn how to do all these things. They're going to help my practice. And I'm over here crying. Like I was just like, no, I'm in the ocean up to my shoulders. Like I am over here healing myself because what good am I? What good are you if you are giving from an empty cup? If you are not healed? If you are just roaming through this life up in the air because you have all of these feelings and all of these emotions that are just trapped in your womb. You don't have to live like that. You do not have to live like that. You can be free.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jess. I would just piggyback everything you said. You don't have to live, and there is help available. There is help. There is
Mhm.
help. There is help. Now, Jess has been through experience. I've been through experience. There are so many other women's been through different healing experiences. And you don't have to be stuck with every diagnosis, prognosis, any of the stuff that they say is going on with you. You can heal yourself. I've seen women heal of some really things that they say are non-reversible, and they have done it through the power of their own prayers, through wound care, through meditation, but most importantly, love and intention for themselves. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, in all the villages I've been to, working with the midwives and the sobadoras, they all would tell you it is the love that heals. It is the love that heals. Yes, the
Mhm.
massage and everything, but the intention is always the love. And I know that each and everybody who's listening to this has the potential to heal each and everything that's going on in their lives. And you're worthy. So there's no job to go to, there's no this, there's no that if you're not present. And I tell them that all the time. If you're not present, not just physically, but mentally present to enjoy
Mhm.
being with your children or being outside or drinking lemonade or drinking tea or making love with your partner. Like if you're not present, what is the point if you can't enjoy it? And
Right.
womb massage and womb healing is about the tasting, the savoring, the loving of life, the essence and taking it in and feeling it and just it's more than just okay, I don't have PMS anymore. Oh, my menopausal symptoms are gone. There's so much more that this medicine has to offer us as women, but even as humanity, because everybody can have Sobada massage. There's so much more available to us. And you can also reach out to Jess. You can reach out to myself. If you want to have a one-on-one, you want to come for healing, and Jess offers Reiki and other treatments. Jess, I did get a chance to look at your website, but can you tell the audience the services that you provide and how they can get in contact with you?
Yes, like if you're here in the Dallas area, I can give you a Sabata, just one on one, along with some Reiki. I also have Reiki um, distance, and I have a special right now, 3 distant Reiki sessions for 125, which is super. This is super cheap because I start off at $50. So three for 125 is really it's my hot girl summer special. Okay, we're trying to get right for the fall and for the winter so that we can be whole throughout those times. So you could take up that special even if you're in Dallas. I have a 125 special too for in person. You get pay extra for travel if you want me to travel to you. So yeah, I have those things going on. If you are postpartum, I am a postpartum doula. I can also help you throughout. I don't care if you had junior 7 years ago. We can help you. We can help you come back to yourself. And that's really what I want to do. I'm very community minded. I do have sliding scale depending on what you can afford and what you can do. I make up packages for different people. So just reach out to me.
Beautiful. And her information is below, y'all. You can see a screen going across the screen. So y'all can know where to contact her, how to find her. She's on Instagram. She has her website. Information is below. And of course, y'all can come to our retreat to Indigenous Medicine Women here in Yucatan of Mexico, November 11th to the 20th. We also have Caribbean Healing and Herbalism one-on-one coming back because y'all asked for it. Sistah Yaya, when are you going to bring back this class? So it's back. We have an early bird special. You can learn more about herbalism, our native maroon indigenous ways of healing, and have a lot of fun with me. It is a live online class. It's only 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Lots of fun. And also, I'm also offering discovery calls for those who want to work together, work with me. You can book a free call on my website.
Mhm.
Just fill out soultribeheals.com and the consultations, discovery call. You'll get a call and see what's going on and how I can be able to support you. If you want coaching, if you want somebody to listen, if you want a little advice, you just want to look at each
Good
other.
advice. Yep.
Thank you. If you just want to
Good
look each other in
advice.
the face for an hour and a half, thank you. We can do that too. Whatever your soul is needing, and if I can be of support or ritual, you might need ritual, ceremony, family, legal issues. Hit me up. Let me know. I can help with those things. But I'm just excited that we had this time together. Jess, I want to thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your wisdom and pouring into all of the divine souls who will listen to this, who are listening and or will listen to it. I pray that everyone gets something from this chat about why we care. I mean, we can go on this forever. We can talk 3 or 4 hours and not even scratch the surface. So we put
Mhm.
as much as we can in this almost hour, just to give you an idea, to whet your palate a little bit, to satiate maybe an inkling, or to kind of tease you a little bit, to seduce yourself back into you. Seduce
Honestly,
yourself.
that's what
Yes.
you're doing. You're
Yeah.
seducing yourself, which
Yes.
is great. Which is great. That's you gonna have yourself forever. People come and go, but you're gonna be yours. You are yours before you are anyone else's. So I thank you for allowing me to be here today. If you would just allow me just to send some good energy you guys' way. If anybody who wants to participate, you can just take a deep breath in for 5 seconds and release. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you power. I'm sending you joy. I'm sending you light. You are worthy. You are here. Show up. Be present. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Jess.
welcome. Thank y'all.
Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a great Saturday. Have a good one. Thank you.